cruising through the desert and tumbling my way through Texas. Time keeps changing and I can't help myself. It's so amazing these days they're looking up. Time keeps changing and I can't help myself. It's so amazing these days they're looking up. They're looking up. They're looking up. They're looking up. Time keeps changing and I can't help myself. It's so amazing these days they're looking up. Time keeps changing and I can't help myself. It's so amazing these days they're looking up. Thank you guys. Sounds good over on your end?
Sounds great.
Sounded good.
Awesome. Great, thank you guys. Let's see. I'm gonna play another new one for you. I actually demoed this one out in the studio recently, but it wasn't set on the recording, and we're gonna retrack it hopefully during this time. We have the time, we might as well, you know, I've been building up a little mini studio here. We might as well track music if we can't perform it live. So I'm hoping to get this one out to you soon. This one's called Golden, and I wrote this one about everything that is good in life. I've never been a cool kid, no, I've never joined that club. I always say what's real to me and hoped it catches on. And I'm done with all the ego, and I'm done with all the pain. So I'm searching for what's golden, nothing less and nothing more. And yeah, I'm done with all the ego, and I'm done with all the pain. I'm done with people working hard and struggling to get paid. I'm through with New York City, and I'm sure it's through with me. Yeah, I'm fighting for a minute of sincerity. I'm fighting for a minute of sincerity. I miss my brother, I miss my friends. We're such a long way from home, and I'm out here searching, and it just feels strange. Does anyone else feel the same? It's been a long time since you What am I gonna do?
I can hear your birds, Melissa.
Oh, you can. I'm glad you're not hearing the dogs right next door. They let them out sometimes around dinner. They
The
see them,
birds,
but
uh,
I get some
birds
dogs.
sound pretty.
I'm glad. Let's see. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron. Your breath is hard as kerosene. You want your mama's only boy, but her favorite one it seemed. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit boy. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying word. That's the way it goes. All the feather, all they say, they could have had him any day. Only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty can sing the blues all night long like he used to. Does that Pancho left down south? Ended up in Lefty's mouth. They let poor Pancho low. Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. There ain't nobody knows. All the feather, all they say, they could have had him any day. Only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold. So the story ends where it told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. But save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the feather, all they say,
Just beautiful.
Thank you so much. I'm a big Townes Van Zandt fan, so that one always hits home. Let's see. I think I'm going to play you guys a couple off the last record that I released called Who We Are. I actually released this under a band name called Mosa. If any of you guys have attended NERFA, we did a couple showcases there, which was awesome. And the record is out on Bandcamp. I also have vinyls for sale too. You could find it on the website mosasings.com. And I'm super excited to be embarking on like a solo project now. I've been wanting to put together an acoustic EP for years, and a lot of people have been saying like, hey, we love your songs, we'd love to hear an acoustic. So I recently started, billing my music under my name, Melissa Erin. And I'm very excited to get some acoustic stuff out to you guys. And then, of course, when there's room to have musicians recorded in a room, get some full band stuff out too. So thank you, Bruce and Luis, again so much for organizing this and supporting artists during this time. And thank you, everybody that's tuning in and listening. It's really refreshing, even though you guys are just little squares on the screen. It's so refreshing seeing faces, and we take for granted human interaction. And I'm really happy to see you guys. So thank you. This one's called New York City, and it's off the record, Who We Are, and I wrote it about my hometown city. I woke up in New York City with no tune in my head. I'm not sad 'cause you left me, but I can't say I'm not mad. We both knew we had each other, but I never have your heart. You had one arm wrapped around me while your fingers, they were crossed. When we separate the layers of what we've had and what was lost, can you even recognize me? Was it worth all the cost to trade beauty for protection, to cash in on letting go? I'm afraid that you began to settle before you could try to grow. Ooh, I'm not proud of who I am, but at least I know the difference between lovers and friends. Ooh, how could I trust my foolish heart? Oh, that's okay, that's alright. At least I left my mark. I left my mark. And for 4 months I've been on my own, trying to figure out how to not be alone. Yeah, I love real big and I love real blind, and that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. To love blind, that's alright. I've been standing out the window, seeing springtime in full bloom. While time has passed and seasons change, something leads me back to you. Oh, Hudson, Hudson River, won't you guide me anywhere? New York City, you have ruined me, but that's okay. You are my home. I'm not proud of who I am, but at least I know the difference between lovers and friends. Ooh, how could I trust my foolish heart? Oh, it's okay, that's alright. At least I left my mark. I Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Melissa, Erin. Big applause. Thank you so much. And that, my babies, we are off to the races. Let's get going. Big time. Our next artist lives in Brooklyn, New York, and with 3 albums and several EPs to his discography, and the most recent one called Selling Things, released just as the pandemic was releasing and revealing its ugly head, causing all of touring to cease. All plans that had been made in preparation for this record ceased, as it was for many, many musicians. But here we are, and it's good that we are here together. This is the first time I met Brian, I'm sorry. He was the opener for a very special singer-songwriter, one who'd been well seasoned on the road, Jonathan Edwards. And this was at Fairfield Theater Company's Stage 1 in Fairfield, Connecticut. Brian carried himself like he was the headliner, killed the show, and too has been a guest on Music My Mother Wouldn't Like at WPKN in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Currently, I'm sheltering in the mountains of North Carolina. I'm glad to be here. I wish I was with you, and I wish it was possible for us all to be together to hear live music, but such is not the case. So this is what we have. But it's a great pleasure to welcome Brian Dunne as our next guest. Brian, welcome. I look forward to hearing your wonderful music. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Bruce. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's good to be here. Bruce and Louise, 2 of my favorite people, so it's wonderful to see you guys and see some actual faces out there. I'm going to get you started with a song off my new record. It's called I Hope I Can Make It to the Show. Well, never stood a chance at being cool in any sense. I've never once been inside looking out, and I thought at least by now that I would know the way around, but I never feel at ease among the crowd. Oh my God, I got a heart that beats too fast and a head you can't slow down. It's been dogging me since I don't even know, but I'd like to meet your friends if the moment should allow, and I hope that I can make it to your show. Now you don't seem like you'd care if the people stood and stared. I bet you wouldn't even notice anything. You're too patient and too kind, and you don't seem to mind that I'm neither, and I'm scared of what they think. Oh my God, I've got a heart that beats too fast and a head you can't slow down. It's been dogging me since I don't even know, but I'd like to meet your friends if the moment will allow, and I hope that I can make it to your show. I've got a heart that beats too fast, and a head you can't slow down. It's been dogging me since I don't even know. But I'd like to meet your friend, if the moment will allow. And I hope that I can make it to your show.
Brian, could we have a little more guitar?
A little more guitar, sure.
Thank you.
You getting that?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I got a new record out. The record is called Selling Things. It is right here. It's available on my website, and you know, it's this is a song off it about the insane times that we're living through. So this is called Nothing Matters Anymore. Here we are at the brink of who knows. You got a good idea, Romeo. I lost faith in luck long ago. I guess it just switched teams. My Aunt Alice used to work for the Stones. Now she sits around the house alone, playing Scrabble on her telephone. I don't know what that means. Out in front of the drugstore lights, we're getting drunk on a Tuesday night. You do whatever you want with your life, I'll do whatever with mine. It just works like that. You learn to live or it breaks your back. I believe Mark Twain said that. Is that right? Oh yes, I'm sure. I used to worry about the way I talk. I used to think about the way I thought. I used to talk about myself a lot, but nothing matters anymore. Nothing matters anymore, she said. All the truth is irrelevant. Just look at the president. Can you believe this shit? And all the while I was thinking about this girl I met outside a bar downtown. She'd been giving me the runaround. I was waiting for the hint. She said she lived in LA, but now that all of her debts were paid, she'd probably move to New York someday, if she could only swing a rent. It just works like that. You learn to live or it breaks your back. I believe Rick James said that. Is that right? Oh yes, I'm sure. I used to worry about the way I talk. I used to think about the way I thought. I used to talk about myself a lot, but nothing matters anymore. Ooh. Oh, you try and try, but it's never enough. Some days you wanna give up and get a soda with your big kid lunch. You ought to supersize that. Oh, you've been gunning for the prize, and I know it's hard. You got a cynical mind and a big bad heart, it's true. Ooh, that's what I love about you. 'Cause I used to think about the way I thought. My God, I was a goddamn bore. I used to think that I could steer the plot, but nothing matters anymore. I used to worry about the way I talk. I used to think about the way I thought. I used to talk about myself a lot, but nothing matters anymore.
Yeah. All right, Brian. Woo!
So much. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely to hear applause. Honestly, applause that I didn't fly in from a soundboard.
Sounded
Thank
great.
you guys so much for having me tonight. Give it up again for Melissa for starting us off tonight. It's very cool, man. This is so cool. You know, I'm super thankful for technology. You know, I mean, aside from Twitter stealing our lives every day, you know, this if we just used it for this, that would be pretty cool. All right, here's another song from the new record. This is called Chasing Down a Ghost. Chasing down a ghost up and down the coast, in and out of hallways, it's always the same. We miss him by an inch, we're slightly off the mark. You stare into the void and listen for a voice, 'cause all my life I don't know, honey, how to let it go, and how to learn to stand with what I am and what I cannot control. 'Cause you can tighten up your rope, but you'd be chasing down a ghost. And it's not enough to kill you, but it'll get you pretty close. Hanging by a string and waiting in the wings. The show is nearly over, I'm still here. Listen for my name, a call that never came. Now they're pulling up the lights and pushing me aside, 'cause all my life I don't know, honey, how to let it go, and how to learn to stand with what I am and what I cannot control. 'Cause you can tighten up your rope, but you'd be chasing down a ghost. And it's not enough to kill you, but it'll get you pretty close. Or it'll get you in your sleep, and every secret that you keep locked in your mind could come alive. And so I'm chasing down a ghost, but I never get too close. In and out of hallways, we're always at odds with how we miss him by an inch, and we're slightly off the mark. Don't it seem a little strange how it never seems to change? 'Cause all my life I don't know, honey, how you let it go, how to learn to stand with what I am and what I cannot control. 'Cause you can tighten up your rope, but you'd be chasing down a ghost. And it's not enough to kill you, but it'll get you pretty close. No, it's not enough to kill you, but it'll get you pretty close. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. All right. I think I'm going to leave you with the title track off the new record, which is for sale on my website. There's tip things going on out there. But really, you know, just you know, if we meet again, you know, just let's hang in real life someday. And thank you so much to Bruce for having me. I appreciate it. You know, it's always an honor to play for anybody in this very strange time, you know, so I appreciate seeing your beautiful faces. This is a song I wrote about eBay, perusing eBay late at night. So I'll leave you with this. It's called Selling Things. Lately you've been selling things, jackets that don't fit, guitars with old strings that just sat on a wall, waiting on a friend. Oh, and truly you tried, but you couldn't make time for all of them. Lately you've been staying home, waiting out the weather and dreaming alone. It's just a phase, you say, watching the days on end. Oh, and truly you tried, but you couldn't make time for all of them. You're feeling strange, but you don't know why. Disappointed in the meaning of your life. Well, just stay inside. You know you don't need that much to survive. So lately you've been selling things, records you bought that you thought you'd listen to at some point soon. You say, I guess it got away from me. Oh, and truly you tried, but you could not make time for all of these. Here's some luggage that you never used when you were 7 years younger and you thought you'd do something somewhere else. And then it just kind of sat on the shelf. And here's some art that you thought was good, but it didn't make you happy like you thought it would. And it cost a lot, but you thought it was worth a shot. So lately you've been selling things, jackets that don't fit, guitars with old strings that just sat on a wall, waiting on a friend. Oh, and truly you tried, but you couldn't make time for all of them. But honey, truly you tried, but you couldn't make time for all of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Catch you later.
Thanks, Brian. It's great.
Brian Dunne. Excellent. Excellent. Well, you know, one of the ideas that came to us for the possibility of doing this, I want to thank Bill Nash for showing me that this could be possible. We went to his campsite, virtual campsite, after Kerrville concert one night, and he chatted up a little bit and told us a little bit about the backgrounds on the campground fires at Kerrville, and not dissimilar from other festivals like Falcon Ridge and some of the other outdoor festivals that we're going to be missing this year. Many of them are trying to do some things that are virtual. You can check out Falcon Ridge's website. They'll be doing a virtual series as well as virtual campfires on the same days that they would have been playing. July 30th through August 2nd. This weekend is the Green River Festival with primarily Signature Sounds artists, but not exclusively. They've got something cooked up that should be rather interesting. And about 10 years ago, I cut my teeth in radio at Hunter College in New York City. I'd gone back to pick up a couple of classes. And the short of it was, I was working on my radio program one evening, and my daughter said, "What are you doing?" So I'm working on my radio program. And she said, "What's it called?" I said, "It's called Music My Mother Wouldn't Like." And she thought about it for a moment and nodded and said, "Yeah, I think you can put your daughter on that list too." So in the small, embarrassing parental world. But the musicians this evening that you're seeing and getting to know would normally be touring, coming to your homes, your towns, your villages, your festivals, wherever you are, and entertaining you. But the pandemic has greatly changed all of our lives, especially them. The woes of the touring musician are many, but not being able to tour, it's like cutting off a horse's legs. It's no good. They need to be out in the public. They need to see us. They're folk musicians, for God's sakes, and we miss them dreadfully. So the best thing you can do for them is like their pages, support them where possible, buy their CDs, and tell your friends. If you go to their social pages, Facebook, Instagram, this is one of the metrics that the presenters who are with us this evening, watching these performers, and maybe we'll offer them some work as we get closer and get out of the pandemic. Who knows? Who knows where you'll see them? But you can help the artists by letting the local venues that you support know that you heard these guys on a radio show, on a showcase extravaganza, and you dug them, and you'd buy a ticket to go see them. That's how you can help them, if you're so inclined, when we get out of this mess. Let's meet our third performer, who, as I explained last week, was celebrating her wedding anniversary. She said she was available for any one of the dates except June 30th, and we obliged. Her lyrics come with a set of teeth that once they set into you, they're there for a very, very long time. Her current record, Just Words, released this year, February 7th, was fast become one of my favorite, and now I only need to find 9 more to make my top 10. Hers will certainly be in the top 10 for this year. She's starting her own stream series in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll have a little bit of information about that as we get to know her a little bit. Our only artist from Canada tonight. It is my pleasure and welcome from her living room to your home, Lynne Hanson from Canada. Lynne, welcome. Good to be with you.
Oh, well, thanks so much, Bruce. It's a real pleasure to be here. I think this is as close as I'm going to get to America for a while.
Yeah,
Is it too soon for me to make that joke?
Well, from what I understand, the smart Canadians are staying home.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Yes, but it's a real pleasure to be on this show, and I already heard a couple of great artists, and I'm looking forward to hearing the other two after me. It's like the Oreo, the cream filling in the Oreo cookie. We have to put the Canadian in the middle.
Well, we try to work with tradition, you know. Try to do something.
I love it.
And Noah Zacharin is actually listening in this evening. He was a guest last week as well, so he
Oh, right
stopped by
on.
to say
Hey,
hello.
Noah. I haven't seen Noah in a long time. I'm gonna play a bunch of songs. I don't have a set list. I'm just gonna wing it. But I'm gonna start off with a song off that new record that I put out in February, and it's called Hearts Fade. June sky, a million fireflies. I wished on every shooting star. I'll spend a week on my knees at your wishing well, but wishes can change what you are. Every tide I know here's an ebb flow. There's falling and there's falling too far. I feel your heart fade, then I feel mine break. Just a screw, never made a sound. I loved you once, I always will. Water can't flow up or you, there's no walking back across this tear-stained ground. Passed by your house in the early light, cast a shadow on your alabaster door. I wanna knock and knock and knock with all of might, but you don't live here anymore. Darling Cupid, why'd you go call my name? The sorrow's running up the score. I feel your heart fade, then I feel mine break. Just a screw, never made a sound. I loved you as I always will. Water can't flow up or hill, there's no walking back across this tear-stained ground. Do you remember I gave you a box? That box had just a single key. You promised to hold it close to your heart. That box held on to me. I feel your fade, then I feel mine break. Just a screw, never made a sound. I loved you as I always will. Water can't flow up a hill, there's no walking back across this tear-stained ground. I loved you as I always will. The hill, there's no walking back across this tear-stained ground.
is so nice to hear. It's so nice to hear clapping. So I am from Canada, and we are in the middle of a heat wave here. So the one good thing about this whole Zoom world that we live in these days, and it's not a word of a lie, I don't have to wear pants. So I'm wearing shorts, which I would never do on a real stage. But I just had to fess up. I'm kind of a honest person, so I couldn't tell a lie. I had to tell you that I'm actually not wearing pants. I'm only wearing shorts, but it's really hot.
Well, we appreciate your honesty. I wasn't going to ask.
I cannot tell a lie. I cannot tell a lie. I'm going to play a song called Clean Slate now, and all kidding aside, we're in tough times these days, I think, as a species, for a lot of reasons. And I think, as someone who was just in America not just a couple of months ago, I was down in Nashville in February, at the end of February, and I love my American neighbors. I mean, you're just like us. You're just like me, and it has been shocking to see some of the things that are going on to the south of us, but we are not without our problems here in Canada. And so I think this song, maybe more than any other time, is probably relevant. This song is called Clean Slate, and it's really about coming together as a community and recognizing some of the things that maybe we don't do well. And putting aside those differences and just realizing, that we all need to row in the same direction. Well, I cried on a lot of shoulders, stayed quiet when I could have been bolder. I've been running scared most of the time. I hid from the spotlight, chose clouds over sunlight. It turns out the rain ain't really been a friend of mine. I'm calling on the winds of change, 'cause it's time to rearrange things and wipe a slate clean. Slate clean. Well, I froze when I felt restless, held my breath till I felt breathless. I buried myself in a lifetime of sand. I've thrown away a precious day, seen wrong and looked the other way. Not sure when things got so out of hand. I'm calling on the winds of change, 'cause it's time to rearrange things and wipe a slate clean. Yeah, wipe a slate clean. I've thrown a fortune down the wishing well, rode my luck straight through the gates of hell. Watch the tide as he tried and tried to catch a moon. I've been wrong more than I've been right. I even waited for Godot all night. I kept hoping he might get here soon. I'm calling on the winds of change, 'cause it's time to rearrange things and wipe a slate clean. Yeah, I'm calling on the winds of change, 'cause it's time to rearrange things and wipe a slate clean. Yeah, wipe a slate clean. thank you very much. Well, before you think I take myself too seriously, I'm gonna play a brand new song, and it's a love song. Bruce was correct. I celebrated my wedding anniversary on June the 30th. I don't even know how many years I've been married. That's my husband's job. But we got married on Canada Day, which is July 1st. So I always remember my anniversary because it's the day before Canada Day. But I finally wrote an actual love song. So I thought I would play it for you here. It's very new still, but I'm gonna do my best anyways. I like most songwriters, we always love our newest songs the most, I think. This is called Sunny Day in June. I spent so many nights alone, I started sleeping with the lights on. Walked for miles through the dust, diamonds was always gone. I wished upon 10,000 stars, sometimes twice a day. I even got down on my knees, all it ever did was rain, till I found you. Rainbow out of nowhere, someone to hold on to, no more blue. I finally felt forever my sunny day, my sunny day in June. Sunny day in June. Too many lonely parties, the hour was always late. When you walked into that room, oh baby, you were worth the wait. Now 1,000 times a minute I feel my heart beat out your name, and I can't stop singing that song. You take my breath away, 'cause I found you, a rainbow out of nowhere, someone to hold on to, no more blue. I finally felt forever my sunny day, my sunny day in June. Sunny day in June. Every morning when I wake, baby, I can barely breathe, 'cause I'm afraid to look up and find out you were just a dream. I found you, rainbow out of nowhere, someone to hold on to, no more blue. I finally felt forever my sunny day, my sunny day in June. Sunny day in June. Sunny day in June.
You might have a new call in there, Lynn, writing love songs after all. You better throw in a myrtle paddle quick, or we'll talk ill of you.
I know. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose my reputation as being
Tough chick, man, not to be messed with.
It's gonna be hard for me to be a badass if I sing that song, eh?
Just open up with it and get it out of the way. You know, everything's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
think
go back to Heartbreak then.
maybe you did that standing on a table at Folk Alliance. Wasn't that you?
That's what. Yes, I was the person. I actually am. Yes, I'm kind of known internationally for climbing on people's furnitures.
Well, it impressed us. We remembered you.
It's the one thing I really miss about not being able to play live shows. Although I am going to be playing an outdoor show next week, and I'm playing another outdoor show a couple weeks from now, physically distanced and all that. But I'll probably climb on something. Maybe climb a tree even if I'm outside.
All right, be careful.
Yeah, I'm going to play a song called Long Way Home, and this is also off my latest record.
that time again at 1:30 when the last bar empties and closes down. Just the echo of my feet rattling down the street as I walk across the bones of this skeleton town. Past Hyde Park with its hipster cats, smoking and posing in their wide brim hats, flipping bottle caps up towards the sky. Out past the railway line where old Jimmy marches rain and shine to the rhythm of the trains as they rush by. I got sad songs on my mind, broke down heartbreak kind tonight. I'm drunk, I'm a little bit stoned. I heard you're doing fine, me it's gonna take a little more time. I'm taking the long way home. I'm taking the long way home. Lost track of weeks, just how long my friends all say it's time to move on. I think they think that I'm not trying. I wore the soles right off my boots, running from the ghost to you. 1,000 miles and I'm still crying. I got sad souls on my mind, broke down heartbreak kind tonight. I'm drunk, I'm a little bit stoned. I heard you're doing fine, me it's gonna take a little more time. I'm taking the long way home. I'm taking the long way home. Some days I wonder why words have to be so sad, why endings always feel so heavy and goodbyes have to hurt so badly. Dreaming as it having one and still won't make it true. Could I save myself to disappointment by never loving you? I got sad songs on my mind, broke down heartbreak kind tonight. I'm drunk, I'm a little bit stoned. I heard you're doing fine, me it's gonna take a little more time. I'm taking the long way home. I'm taking the long way home. I'm taking the long way home.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And no, I won't be playing, Mark, no, I will not be playing that show on the back of a flatbed truck. Well, I have time for just one more song, so I'm just going to finish it off with a song called Gotta Have Rain, and this is the one I normally stand up on furniture for. And it's this song is about gratitude, and it's about being grateful for what you do have, so that when you get through these tough times, we get onto the other side and we get to see each other again, and it's going to be the longest hug. It's going to be a year of hugging.
Yeah.
We finally get to see each other again. So this is called Gotta Have Rain. And again, thank you, Louise and Bruce, for putting this together and inviting me to be a part of it.
Our pleasure.
It gets so lonely when there ain't no stars. A body ain't lived if it don't have scars. When I'm lying in darkness, I hold the night like an old lover to the morning light. You can't have love or a shiny and blue or a summer sky, all hot and blue. Get some joy, you get some pain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. You can't get a diamond without some coal. You gotta dig deep when you're digging for a soul. There's always a thorn beside a beautiful rose. It seems like the highest highs bring the lowest lows. You can't have love all shiny and new, or a summer sky all bright and blue. You get some joy, you get some pain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. The strongest heart knows what it takes to be brave, that you can't have courage without being afraid. Sometimes to stay, well, first you gotta live. Any leap of faith, well, first you gotta believe. You can't have love only shiny and new, or a summer sky all bright and blue. You get some joy, you get some pain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. You can't have love only shiny and new, or a summer sky all bright and blue. You get some joy, you get some pain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain. You wanna have flowers, you gotta have rain.
Lynne Hanson.
All right.
Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you so much for having me.
Beautiful.
Pleasure. Do you want to plug your series? You got a new series that
Oh
you're
yeah,
starting.
so I'm doing this thing called Throwback Thursdays on Thursdays, starting on July 23rd on Facebook, doing a Facebook Live thing, and basically I'm running my entire back catalog. So starting with the first record I did released in 2006 called Things I Miss, and I'm going to play it top to bottom, and every Thursday I'm going to just go through every one of my records one by one until I get to September and get back to just words.
Ripper. Good stuff.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being with us this evening, Lynne Hanson. You can get more information about her at lynnehanson.com.
Great.
The lineup for the fourth of 5 showcase concerts will feature Beth Snap, Austin McRae, Rod Picott, Tret Fury, and Danny Schmidt. And that's happening on Tuesday, July 21st, 2020.
Put your video back on.
Oh, my video went off.
I was trying to spotlight.
Ah. I hope you didn't miss any of my brilliance. Probably. It's okay. Get the waiters on pretty soon. But all the information about the upcoming shows can be found at my website, musicmymotherwouldnotlike.com. And in fairness, while my mother would not have liked any of the music that she would have heard so far, she would have liked these artists very much. That's for sure. Each of the artists tonight that we've been presenting this evening have wonderful websites. I encourage you to check them out. You can part with some of your hard-earned money and buy some of their merch. This is one of the things that will keep them going and help them get back on the road. This has been a tremendous disruption. Tours have been canceled. Dates have been canceled. The booking, the rebooking has been tremendous efforts, and most of it to no avail. So I'm grateful for the technology. I'm grateful that we have some great presenters that have come down and had a look at these artists. And so it's all good. I got ahead of myself. And yes, please remember that one of the best ways you can help them is by supporting their websites, supporting their various social media. It's always exciting to start the show and get the first artist behind you, and as you're cruising into the second one, you're catching your gait. But as the third artist finishes, you realize that the evening is starting to wind down, and there's always a bit of sadness about that, but that's okay. We'll be back next week and hope you will be too. I do send out a newsletter once a week at the end of the show, and inviting you to next week with the links for the sign up to each show. You must be signed up for individually, and they are limited to a house of 100. I'm looking forward to the day when we have to turn people away, but maybe next week, we'll see. When our next artist is not guiding expeditioners down the ferocious rivers in Patagonia, one of which I can't pronounce, so I won't even try, or touring on his bicycle, our next artist can be found in Sisters, at his current home in Sisters, Oregon. He's received significant recognition at NERFA, including the recipient of the Golden Ticket Award in 2018, which is the Presenter's Award for Discovered Music. It's a tremendous honor. He was chosen to perform on the DJ Showcase and also lent his time and talent to coming up to WPKN as part of the WPKN Radio Guerrilla Showcase that we do on Friday in conjunction with NERFA, or did do and look forward to doing again. His songs will make you think, laugh, and cry, and that's just in the first 20 minutes. We have together now a passion for his art form, $1 million smile, and the kindness in his eyes. Please make very welcome this Tuesday evening, Jenner Fox. With the peanut butter.
Oh, man. Sorry. Excuse me, Bruce. It caught me in a sticky moment. Oh. Thank you for having me. I always love to get to hear Lynne. Lynne, thanks for playing your music. It's great to see you again and to meet the rest of you guys. Here's a tune. We got a little bit more peanut butter swallowing to go on before the singing gets started in this tune. Oh boy. There's nothing butter, the peanut butter, on a spoon or in spaghetti. Nothing I wouldn't rudder, smother in peanut butter. Oh, don't you let them fool you. The only ingredient in peanut butter is the peanut. A little bit of salt, yeah. A little bit of salt sometimes. Oh, there's nothing butter, the peanut butter, on the moon or up in heaven. Nothing I wouldn't try with a jar nearby. Don't worry if your mouth gets stuck closed. That's why they invented the nose, yeah. Peanut butter. All right, the next part's the call and response part, and you can call and respond from home if you'd like. If you want to unmute yourself and call and response, I do offer much caution. Here goes. We're singing ooey gooey 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 goo, yeah. Oh yeah, we're singing ooey gooey 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 goo, yeah. Yeah, we're singing ooey gooey 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 goo, yeah. We're singing ooey gooey 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 wiggle 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 wiggle. All right. Thank you for having me here.
We're off.
Wash it down.
Couldn't resist the stunt because we have when you're doing this song from home, you have props. You have props available. I'm going to go into the gallery view so I can see people. Bruce and Louise, thanks for doing this. My name's Jenner. I'm in Sisters, Oregon, at a house that I'm house sitting for with a dog that might interrupt at any moment. This was actually one of the easiest gigs I've ever gotten because Bruce and Louise happen to be my booking agents, and they're wonderful humans and have been so helpful and on the forefront of really trying to figure out how to make music happen and make their artists during this moment of no live music. So thank you so much for that and for having me here. I think that Mike and Cindy, you guys said something. There's some comment about songs about now in the pandemic and also birds. And here's my rendition of that. is dedicated to you guys. And I think on March 13th, a friend told me, they said, the bars in Boston are closed. And that line sounded a little bit to me like, two arms, the redcoats are coming, or something like that. And it begun the song, and sort of, here it is. The bars in Boston are closed. The basketballs in New York are all stuck at home, and the snow piles heavy from my branches to my toes. Waiting on a breeze, the birds take to the streets like the ghosts of New York, wondering if Jesus was born on the first day of spring this year. We're changing things up, don't be a speculator, just bet on beans, bet on toilet paper, bet on shovels, bet on daisies, bet on dirt, bet on spades. For the great white peaks are blowing off steam like the innocent cough, like the sinister sneeze, and the artists with their beans in their pockets and their dreams. All they do as they close their eyes, stare at the ground, while the clouds catch fire, growing flowers in the carpet, spending hours trying to make themselves cry. Like every newborn lover's paradise, the whole world disappears for an endless night, to make love again and again, and to never tire. Till the white walls fade and the words you wrote in the dark alone with your waxy notes turns cold and wrote again and again and again and again. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Like the bars in Boston when the home team plays, like the elves of New York on Christmas Day, like nothing not yet taken away. Till the great corrector gets up from his knees and looks less like a man, looks more like a tree, and every right angle twists and tangles in green. And Jesus returns on a dinosaur, thou shalt not celebrate my birthday no more. And the toilet paper moguls with their rollers and their bleach and their wars, they yell right back with powerful words like I don't know, but maybe I could learn till all falls silent, but my branches in the breeze, in the birds. And the bars in Boston are all that remain, where a few drunk fellas drink all day, singing Bobby Malone and one about a girl from Galway. And the birds sometimes hear their lonesome songs, and they wonder if for beauty or for nothing at all, but they never listen in for too long. covering some silver here. Appreciate it. All right, I read something recently that I thank you guys for all being here and supporting music from a safe distance. And I read something that from a guy named Jason Reynolds who said a post that said a mask is sort of a blank slate, and what if he challenged his listeners to think of something you could write on your mask to make people feel better, and what would it be? And I decided that my mask for the day would say this, in hopes that maybe at least somebody would laugh. You guys see that? Anyways, I challenge you, go out tomorrow, what will be on your mask? This next tune, I see actually a friend Melissa is here who was part of writing this tune, but I got to be an artist in residence writing songs in a small town in Wyoming called Dayton, and I was there for 2 weeks, and I asked everyone who the resident storyteller was so I could meet them and learn about the town, and they told me it's this man named Jack Russell, and I said, are you joshing me, Jack Russell? Said, yep, Jack Russell. And I'm not going to play the Jack Russell song, but I will play a song that I wrote while I was riding my bike around looking for Jack Russell, and kind of, I was riding at night and sort of looking in these houses and wondering who lived there. This is called the Tongue Canyon Road, after the Tongue River, which runs through the town of Dayton, Wyoming. I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold. In the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow, Dad put us on training wheels in the church parking lot, and I got my first two-wheeler, and he said that's how freedom feels, stay on the sidewalks. And we'd ride every day to school in a pack of 5 or 6, and we'd see who could go no-handed for the longest. And on our way home, we'd find that kid who walked alone, and I wish that I could take it back, but we gave him hell and he didn't laugh. When the training wheels come off, do we find just what freedom costs for the wind in your teeth? Growing up on these streets, I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold. And the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow, and moved around. Now I got a kid in a truck, and I'm coming back to town where the streets are all the same. And I know the trees by name. And the high school moved across the parking lot, but the old building still stands in the same sacred spot where I learned to fall in love with words. Now I'm as old as the teachers were. And I used to ride past Annie's house. Imagine what I'd do if she came out. Fix my hair, glide real slow. Maybe she'd be at the window. I remember hoping Dad was asleep when I got home. Maybe like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold. Down the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow, I like to ride my bicycle at night when the streets are dark and cold. Down the Tongue Canyon Road, and I look in all the windows at the people passing time and getting old. In the television glow. Thank you, thank you. All right. Thanks again for being here and for making this feel like a real show. I really appreciate you all showing up and letting us see your screens. And in this moment of our country doing a lot of learning and myself doing a lot of learning, I've been struck by thinking about certain songs and in light of inequality and thinking about that song in particular, that if I didn't look like what I looked like, I probably wouldn't like riding my bicycle around at night so much. And that is one thing that struck me. And then I've been really inspired by myself trying to learn how to talk about inequality with regards to race and about my heritage and stuff like that. And I commend all of you who are trying to do the same. And I think it's as a white person, it is deeply embarrassing. And in the spirit of music my mother would not like, she would probably be squirming in her chair right now as I'm talking about this. And so I appreciate you, Bruce, for the platform. And this is a song, I think one beautiful thing that folk music and all music does is it is an opportunity for empathy. And I think that it's one thing to hear someone on the pedestal talking at you about anything, but it's another thing to hear it in a song and to feel it in a song. And this is a tune of mine that, as Bruce and Louise mentioned, or maybe it was just Bruce, I worked for many years as a whitewater rafting guide, and you meet many people who are wonderful, and sometimes you meet people who aren't. And this particular song came from I worked a trip with a woman who was in a custody battle over her son, and her son didn't want anything to do with her, and it was just those two people on the trip, and me as the guide and one other person, and the woman was in a really tough place in her life, and she was very unpleasant to be around. And I found if it had been a one-day rafting trip, I probably would have written her off and been like, I'm happy I never have to see this human again. But it was a 3-day trip, and we ate 3 meals a day together and set up the pooper in the woods together. And I found that spending that much time with this woman, you get to see a full picture of a person and develop a different, you figure out a way to love them. The same guy who gave the mask challenge, Jason Reynolds, one of my favorite thinkers right now, said it's if we're moving to try and be towards anti-racist and people who are into being able to support those in need around us, it's not about liking people because they're like me. It's about loving you because you are like you. Here's a song called Broken. My bicycle is broken. It sat out in the rain for half a year, a sticky gear a busted spoke, rusted chain, an old Raleigh with a silver frame. My prized possession, first impression, cost me $50, but I can't bear to let it go. Admit that I've outgrown, broken, and I love you just the same. The storm is finally broken. He said there's no moon tonight. Shooting stars, late night bars, the cavalry is fast asleep. I've never felt this free, so can't we please just be afraid of all the mystery. I'm broken and I love you just the same. I think I finally broke it. She confessed to me last night. A cheating man, a bad hand, motherless, cannabis, constipated, stress-related, no intercourse since the divorce. I did my best to hear the rest. She said no one understands what I mean. Began to scream. Broken and I love you just the same. Broken and I love you just the same. A heart that's newly broken beats on what's blue below, bleeds red outside. A broken heart can never hide the glazed look you're stuck behind. If I was brave, I'd ask to see, though you may not agree. Broken and I love you just the same. Can a broken heart feel love just the same? He said there's nothing broken, but I can't leave my room. The bills are paid, the beds are made, the kids have every game to play. Yesterday's like every day. I've lost the drive to feel alive, to shed tears, drink shitty beers. I've taken all and lost the narrative, but nothing left to give. Broken and I love you just the same. Can a broken heart feel love just the same? Broken and I love you just the same. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks, Jenna.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening. David Jacob Strain up next.
Enjoy the peanut butter.
You know,
Thanks for your kind words.
Jenner alluded earlier to this being an easy gig to get. There were no dogs in this race. Every single one of the artists tonight and the other 4 nights were easily showcase winners at NERFA. Folk Alliance could have headlined any stage in the United States. So there are no dogs in this race. I'm just glad that you were free tonight, and we enjoy working with you. So thank you so much. And don't forget, y'all, to get your parking tickets validated tonight. We've got free parking at Music My Mother Would Not Like, just one of the many features of the great programming here on the internet. Good to be with you all. And as a reminder, you may want to register now for next week's show on the website, musicmymotherwouldnotlike.com, and registration is limited to 100 people. So we look forward to a day when we'll be turning people away or having to expand the web and buy more passages for more people to get in. But your generosity to the show tonight is really appreciated and will be spread evenly amongst the artists. If you wish to visit any of their websites or their own personal tip jars, you can get that links also at the website, Music My Mother Would Not Like. Go to the show series and there's a drop-down window. Big green button that says donate, and that's what that's for. We do appreciate that. I'm also seeking sponsors for this series. If you think that this series makes sense for your services, your business, your company, or just want to be hanging with like-minded people, we'd love to talk to you. You can drop me a line at thesideshow89.5@gmail.com. Also on the website for more about that. And a big thanks to my partner, Louise Baker, the owner of Baker Booking, for all her technical assistance tonight, because if it was left to me, you'd be listening tonight on string between two tin cans, and the other 29 of you would be shit out of luck, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I would be lost without her this evening, so, and most evenings. And as Jenner said, all good things must come to a conclusion. We're very excited to welcome one of the finest slide guitar players on this side of just about anywhere. A virtuoso. As a young man, he astounded audiences with his skills, usually reserved for journeymen twice his own age at the time. With originals, covers, and interpretations of song, he too has put on his touring career on pause. Also hailing from Oregon, it is my pleasure to present this Tuesday evening the masterful musician, whom with his touring partner Bob Beach packed the most prestigious showcase rooms at Folk Alliance this past January in New Orleans. We had a great run booked for these two gentlemen, and Corona had other plans for all of us. But please do put your hands together for our last performer this evening, David Jacobs Strain.
Hey everybody.
Welcome, David.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. I've been sitting jamming along. Everybody's sad, so I hope you don't mind. And I had a really good peanut butter sandwich. Let's go as well. Got inspired. Tar paper shack at the edge of the clear cut. Blackberry vines for a front yard. I'm living out on a power line road. Just drinking rainforest water out of mason jars. Well, and when I thought of Oregon, this is not what I had in mind. 2 months of summer and the rain lasts until July. At the end of the line on that Hurricane Railroad. Well, the first time that I saw you, baby, hands and knees in the garden dirt. Said you hit me, mama, just like a hurricane. Girl, you're a heartbreaker with a gypsy soul. You're a killer, but you don't know. You stole a secret to my rock and roll. And you're leaving me out at the end of the line, yeah, on that Hurricane Railroad. Yeah, the Hurricane Railroad. Don't need a ticket to ride. I wanna take you to the other side. 2 trains passing the night on that Hurricane Railroad. Whoa! You could be be my corduroy princess, baby. I'll be your medicine boy. Meet me down by the river, there's a one silhouette under a harvest moon. I'm out here on the pavement just trying to do my thing, singing these Delta songs and burning gasoline, trying to get back home. Man, I'm trying to get back on that Hurricane Railroad. Yeah, the Hurricane Railroad. Jam a while. End of the line on that Hurricane Railroad. Yeah.
Sounded good.
What a pleasure to play a little music for you. I did get to play one show so far this summer. It was a little backyard affair in Cottage Grove, Oregon, and B.J. Jones put that on. She even built a stage. It was made out of scraps of granite she got from her friend's flooring place, and it was certainly the nicest stage I've played on in quite a few years. And she set it up. She set up the stage, and she had a forehead thermometer, and she was checking everyone's temperature and writing down their names. And we had about 20 people in the backyard there, and really just made me realize how much I've missed playing for human beings. And so it's nice to see your faces out there. If you leave my house and you drive like you were going to go visit Jenner over in Sisters, Oregon, you follow the Mackenzie River as it winds its way through the blackberry brambles, and you can see the tops of the ridges where the big trees used to be. And you climb up through the vine maples and the rhododendrons, across the old pass where the pioneer mail route still cuts its way through the black rock lava. This is called Further from the Road. She was standing on the shoulder of old Route 242, but she could not have been much older than 21 or 22. And so I pulled over, man, I offered her a ride. Yeah, she threw her pack in first, and she climbed up the passenger side. And I asked where she was going, and she said, I know where I have been. And I asked if she had someone, and she said he got what came to him. Yeah, she looked out the window as the rain turned to snow. There was something that I could not see further from the road. further from the road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so we rode an hour together, maybe 2 at the most. And I felt like I was dreaming, and she looked like a ghost. And I let her off by the old pass. She said anywhere was fine. She did not seem to leave a track as she walked into the pines and further from the road. Sometimes at night, will I hear that mountain call? Early in November, when the snow begins to fall, I get lost in those woods, I get lost in my own head, lost among the living. Yeah, lost among the dead as I go further from the road. Yeah, yeah. From the road. Hey, hey, hey. So you might see her out there on that lonesome trail, somewhere in the shadows, so strong and so pale. Maybe she went up on that mountain, never to come down. She could be living in some forgotten town, further from the road. Yeah, yeah. The road. Hey, hey. The road, yeah. She walked further from the road. Get the happy songs out of the way. Turn my phone on over here on Instagram Live. I've never tried that, so I think this is going out. If y'all are watching over there and you want to come join the Zoom party, we are over here at Music My Mother Wouldn't Like. You can Google it. Production of Bruce Swan with help from Louise Baker. Louise and Bruce are my wonderful agents, generous, wonderful agents. Thank you for creating this forum for us this afternoon. I've got another song I want to try here on a guitar. Well, I sure am missing Bob Beach. I'm not sure if Bob is here with us. Is Bob watching? That's okay. When you're part of a duo, though, and you lose one guy, it's like half the band. Here goes. All the ways to to say goodbye, of all the ways just to make somebody cry, all the ways to tell a lie. She did it with a smile and her blue eyes shining, her long hair hanging down. They said there was no silver lining to the way that she let me down. Of all the ways just to sing the blues, indigos and darker hues, I guess she chose what she had to choose. Well, she did it with a smile, walking out on that frozen lake, just waiting for the ice to break. You can get right down to the heart of the mistake. There's not much heart in it at all. Yeah. Cry, baby, cry. Sigh, baby, sigh. I know that you're leaving me, but why do you have to do it so easily? Yeah. All the ways just to say goodbye, all the ways to make somebody cry, all the ways to tell a lie. She did it with a smile. Hey, yeah, she did it with a smile. Ooh, oh, she did it with a smile.
Yeah.
Come here, baby, let's take a picture, something you'll have to remember. Don't worry, if your hair's right, pull the trigger, we're losing the light, it's already gone. Yes, you're already gone. When the cops came, they would not enter. Well, they went next door, and I asked your neighbor for the spare key. Your mama called me. They broke the lock. There was no hurry, you were already gone. You were already gone. And now people ask me if you suffered. I tell them one thing: or another. Don't they know I can't protect them? It's only fear that misdirects them. Well, you are already gone. Was a dark room in your apartment, the metal trays and the enlarger. I pull the paper from the silver and see your face in the ether, already gone. Well, you are already gone. Sometimes I wonder why you suffered. I tell myself one thing or another. In your fever, when you stop breathing, did you know if you were dreaming? Well, you are already gone. You are already gone. Yeah, you're already gone. The devil got it wrong. You're already gone. Well, come here, baby. Let's take a picture. Something you'll have to remember.
It was beautiful, David. Just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Please visit the website, David Jacob Strain. Would anybody in the room object if I asked David to play just like 5 more songs or at least one? Any objections? I didn't think so. David, would you grace us with one more, please?
Yeah, it would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. It's been a great night.
Well, it feels like a beautiful thing to get to share some music and hear some other people play too. A little bit too much time with my own songs. So what a beautiful evening. Thank you to everyone who played tonight. Thank you, Bruce, for hosting us.
Hey, Bruce.
Rolling. Well, I'm rolling, yes, I'm rolling, and I'm not in control. Rolling, mama, that's just how I roll. Well, somebody gave you the name of a mountain range, and the lightning strikes, and you feel a little strange, just rolling, baby, rolling, thunder on the plains, rolling, baby, I am rolling in the rain. And they said you were the kind I could have, but I could not keep. Well, don't the swells excite you when you know you're in too deep and you're rolling, baby, rolling, the rod and the reel, Rolling, mama, that's just how this catfish feels, yeah. And the cowboy tips his hat and he walks towards the door. When somebody laughs and they're rolling on the floor, just a rolling, rolling, yeah, like you're rolling in your grave. Rolling, baby, I love the way you misbehave. And maybe I remember something that never was. Well, I try to tell her just because I'm rolling, yeah, I'm rolling, and I'm not in control. Rolling, baby, that's how I am a rolling, rolling mama, and I got no driving wheel, baby. That's how this engine feels when it's rolling. Yes, it's rolling. This is a rolling, baby. Thank you all so much. I'll see you real soon.
David, thank you. It was wonderful. It's beautiful. You sounded great. A couple of technical problems going into the evening, but they were all behind us, so it sounded just
Yeah, it sounded
thumbs
great.
up. Fantastic.
Oh,
Hey,
well.
my many thanks to all of you for making this evening possible, for making the musicians feel so welcome and supporting them. Our next concert will be Tuesday, July the 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Savings Time. We look forward to making a big announcement next week. And sorry if I've made you feel like you've been told to sit in the corner of a round room. That's not very fair, but that's what we've done. Big announcement next week. A big thanks again to Louise Baker for all her technical help this evening. It made it all possible, frankly. Melissa Erin, Brian Dunne, Lynne Hanson, Jennifer Fox, and David Jacob Strain. We'll see you next week. And as I'm fond of saying at the end of my radio program, do something nice for somebody else for no other reason at all than just because. So long for now.
Thanks, everybody. Wait.
Now we can.
Bye, y'all. Something. It's time for
Thank
cold
you.
drink.
Amazing.
Hi, Linda.
Hey, hi. It's
Bye, everybody. Ready to go? I'm the host, so if I leave, everybody leaves. Right. Ready for me to end it?